Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and I just realized I did not put my microphone on. So give me a second and I will get my laptop set up and put my microphone on, and then you can all probably hear me. You should all be able to hear me now. So I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. Got a lot of stuff over here today. So tonight I'm going to show you the new stencils, the sunflower stencil that is in the new fall catalog, what I call the fall catalog. Tonight what I'm going to show you is there's these new stencils, the Abundant Beauty Decorative Masks and Stencils, and they're in the new fall catalog. I have been playing with those today, so I'll show you some ideas with it, and I'll show you how to use them. And so with the stencils, there's a couple of different patterns. There is a snowflake stencil, which is really cool, and I actually used that on Misty Moonlight, and I used the embossing paste, and this is the sparkle embossing paste, so I think you can see some of the sparkle that's in there. And so that one's really cool, and I can see myself using that one quite a bit because I like snowflakes and they're perfect for Christmas. There's this herringbone pattern, and I did that with copper clay, as you can see. And then there's a really cool fall background pattern. Here's the pattern, and I used Old Olive, Cajun Craze, pumpkin pie. I was going to say something orange, but it's not. It's pumpkin pie. And then I started with crushed curry, but the crushed curry kind of got lost with the other colors on top. Oh, and then early espresso for the acorns. So these are fun to use and actually pretty easy to do and very quick. So perfect for the fall. And I will definitely be using this one quite a bit, I think. And there's the herringbone, and then there is the snowflake. There's 4 stencils that allow you to make daisies and or sunflowers. Well, this is a 4-part stencil, and it is square and it's a little bit larger, but what you do is you line it up, and then it's got this little tick up in the corner, and then these are actually numbered also. So this is number 1, so you use this, and I'll show you how to do it in a minute. So you use this first, and then this piece is number 2, and these are the leaves on the stencil. Number 3, oops, all my tapes are stuck together. I had tape on these to hold them down. Okay, number 3 is the center of the flowers. And then number 4 is the detail of the center of the flowers. So these are some different patterns that I made. This one is using Flirty Flamingo and crushed curry. And then I believe I used really rust over the top of the crushed curry to get the dark center. And then I used the lemon lime twist and granny apple green, which is my favorite combination of greens, for the leaves on this one. This one I did do a sunflower. I started with crushed curry, and then I went to pumpkin pie, and then used the copper clay and early espresso to do the center of the sunflowers. And then this one uses, it's either garden green or old olive. I think it's old olive. Yes, it's definitely old olive for the leaves. This one that I did, I used boho blue. I used crushed curry, and I just kept darkening the crushed curry, and I really didn't use anything else other than I just made it a little bit darker for the detail. And then this one is with garden green. And as you can tell, you have to be really careful because you clean off your dyes in between each step, and they get wet and they smear. But anyway, okay, this one I started with the new light yellow that I really, really like. And then I used some Daffodil Delight over that. And I used the copper clay and then really rust on top, or I'm sorry, not really rust, Cajun Craze on top of that. And then again, I used my favorite green combination, which is the lemon lolly. Thank you, Steph. All right, you take the, you get a prize today. So that's a combination of lemon lolly and granny apple green, which is my favorite green combination. So, and I thought this one was really pretty. This one could be a daisy or a sunflower. And then I did these pink ones, which I really like a lot. And I put this together in a card. I just haven't put a saying on it, so I know I need to do that. I just finished it up, actually. So I started with the bubble bath, which is the really, really light pink. And then I went over it with the berry burst, and then added copper clay and early espresso to the center to do the dark center of the flower. And then again, I use the granny apple green for the leaves. So, and I love that combination. Anyway, okay, so let me show you how to use these dies. They're fun to use. You do get very messy, as you can see, and I've already washed my hands. So I'll put that over here. You definitely need to put down a piece of paper. And what I did was I just put just a little dot of seal on there and then attached that. And for each of these masks, I used painter's tape. I've been using these masks all afternoon, and the painter's tape is working, and I can pull it off and put it back. Everything stays in place, so it's pretty easy to pull off. I would imagine at some point I'll have to replace it, but anyway. So I've been using the painter's tape to hold that on. So with these masks, as I mentioned before, they are labeled, and the first one that you do is the flower petals, and then it also has this little indent up in the corner. So what you do is you make that mark, and that's not going to show on your card because your card's going to be like this. So that's not going to show, but it helps you line everything up. I'm going to start with the bubble bath. I keep wanting to call it bubble gum. I don't know why. And then I'm going to go from there. So I used blending brushes. And here's my light pink one. And so you're just going to pick up some ink. You're going to what I like to do is brush it up here so that I don't get a big blob of a color. And then I also like to move it both ways. If you move it in just one direction, I'll show you in a minute actually. It's hard to show you with the bubble bath because bubble bath is so light. But if you move it in just one direction, then you get ink on kind of one side of the petals, but not on both. So I've been moving it around. That's pretty. And now I'm going to change, and I'm going to go to the Berry Burst, which as we all know is very deep and purpley. And so there we go. So I'm going to get that blob off of there. And then I'm going to start in the center, and I'm just going to kind of go outline. So the other thing that I recommend having on hand is some wipes. So I just go to the local grocery store and buy whatever their cheapo brand is. And those are great. So I'm going to pull that off. So there's the beginning of my flower. I have a clean wipe here. And I just wipe this off. And then I also have a paper towel, and what I did was in between I dried off my mask. Okay, so that's the first layer. So the second layer now is the leaves. So what I'm doing is I'm lining this up here. I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to break out my green. And I'll do my favorite green color combination. So I've got Lemon Lime Twist, and then I have Granny Apple Green. Next is our center. So for this one, so I'm just lining up that center. Okay, we've done our green. I think I'm going to start with the Berry Burst, and I'll just do a thicker layer of it. There we go. So actually this I don't care as much if I don't dab off the excess, because I want it to be darker. And this is what the copper clay looks like after you've been using it for a while. So I have heard some people say don't wash your brushes out. Just have, you know, buy an assortment of brushes and label them and like use them. So this would be my brown brush. So I would use this for, you know, the copper clay, early espresso, the darker browns, and then have a different brush for lighter browns. Because you're washing all that ink out, and then when you go to use the brush again, you have to start over with the ink. So now I've got early espresso, which is the one that's like almost black. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on, and then I'm going to change my stencil to that detailed stencil. Oh yeah. So this is the detail. And again, I'm going to line this up. There we go. Okay, and I think that that will give us what we want. Actually, I need to do a little bit more. I probably did a little bit too much before I did this detail part. Okay, so this stencil, these stencils are just about 6 by 6, not quite just 6 by 6. They're just under 6 by 6. So they are square. So they, if you're doing a typical card, they are going to get cut off a little bit. And so let me pull this up now. Okay, and you can tell I have my smudge down there already. On the online store, they've added a few new papers to the online exclusives, and this really pretty paper, which matches the translucent florals stamp set, was added on the 6th. And I totally forgot about it, and I was putting these together, and I thought, oh, you know what? I have that new paper, and I bet there's something in there that will look really good. And won't that be pretty with that? So what I thought I would do, so what I did with this one is I fussy cut all the flowers. And yes, Rose, I really did fussy cut, even though that's not my favorite thing. But I think, so I'm going to do the same layout as this card because I really like that layout. I'm just not going to fussy cut the flowers. So I have this Berry Burst, and I've embossed it with the new embossing folder. And I'm going to take a piece of this. Actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll tear it. Oh, man, my hands are really bad. Okay, because that would be pretty. Okay, so I'll tear that, and we'll add that onto here. But I can hear the rain hitting my window over here. It's like really, really coming down. That's pretty. That's really pretty. So if you have the translucent florals stamp set, you might want to check out this paper. And I do have that stamp set, and I really like it. So I did buy the paper. There's also a couple of new Christmas papers that came out. Oh, I'm going to use, this is a piece of bubble bath, and I'm going to use that to make a card base. And Smokey just came down and is saying hello to everybody. Come on. Yeah. You want to say hello? Okay. You can probably hear her purring. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. That Berry Burst is really pretty. I'm so glad that color came back. So now I need to cut this down, and I have to figure out how I'm going to do that. Okay, so I need my card to be probably 3.5. Okay, so if I want to do 3.5, so if I cut here, well, I do get most of the, let's start with that. And so the other direction, that means I want 4.5, no, 4 3/4. Okay. Actually, I'm getting more of the flower in than I thought I would. Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm definitely getting more of the flower in than I thought I would. Okay, try that. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Actually, what I would do is I would trim that down a little bit more and then add another piece. I'm going to take some off this side. I'm going to trim it down another 1/4 inch. Oops. Right? I did the math correctly. I did. All right, yay. Excellent. Okay, I just need to trim that just a tad. Just a smidge. You gonna help me make cards? Actually, should I center that? I should center this. And okay, I like that. Now what I don't have is a message. I'll put messages on these too. Okay, I have 2 different things here. I have a piece of lemon lolly, I'm not sure how that's going to look with the crushed curry. Or, which is embossed with the screen embossing folder, or I have a piece of this white. And, so what I'm going to do is cut this down and let's see. So if I cut it down to 3 3/4, actually, I'm going to cut a little bit, another piece off here. There we go. That's better. Okay, and I'm going to cut the green. To highlight that. Oops, wrong way. Okay, so there's 3 different variations. Okay, and I have my little thing of tags here. Okay, so I'm going to do thank you, and I'm going to use, for this one, the copper clay. I know, I like the yellows too. Aren't they pretty? Ah. Okay, copper clay. Here we go. Let's use Berry Burst. And let's use another Berry Burst. So this one will go, should I put that up there? Or put it in the middle? So what do you think? The middle or the bottom? Actually, I think I like the bottom. I know these are on back order too. So we've got 2 Berry Burst sunflowers. This one I fussy cut, obviously, and I use this paper from the eclectic package that's in the annual catalog. And then this one is the new paper, so it has this pattern in it. It has this pattern, which is that translucent florals stamp set. And I like the colors in it. It's got a lot of Berry Burst. Has peacock, lemon lime twist. There's the peacock. Okay, that one we just used. Has another set. It has groupings of the florals. I wonder if the dies cut this out. They probably do. And then it has more leaves. So It's actually a really pretty paper. Oh, and there's one more that I missed, which is smaller. Okay, so there's small floral flowers, there's medium, and then there's the large ones. And then there's, I bet the dies cut that out. But anyway, that's the new floral paper, Delightful Florals, and that is on the online store. It's not in the new catalog, but it does go with the translucent florals stamp set that's in the fall catalog. So, okay, there we go. So thank you for stopping by tonight. If you're ready to place an order and you don't have a demonstrator, then if you use the host code DDD4M7DT, you'll have a chance to win the host benefits for, but what I'm doing is anyone that places an order that's under $150, if you use the host code, then your name goes into a drawing for the host benefits. And last month, Nancy Harmon, who has been a customer of mine forever, probably 15 years now, won the host benefits. So they should be shipping out now. So, okay. So there's our cards with the stencils. And, oh, just to recap, these are the other 3 stencils. There's a fall leaf stencil, there's a herringbone, and then there's snowflakes that I used as well. So, yes, it was an online exclusive. Okay, hold on a sec, because I did get one other paper. Let me see if it's the one you're thinking of. Okay, so, on the online exclusive, there is this silver and gold, and this has adhesive on the back. So it's adhesive silver and gold. There's one sheet of silver and one sheet of gold in here. So when you cut these, you can just peel the back, and it has adhesive on it. There you go. Wow, it's thick. I wonder how it's going to cut, how it will cut with some of the dies, because that is thick. Okay, I did get this one, which is the copper clay. What is this called? Tartan foil. It's a tartan plaid print. It's copper clay, I think Lost Lagoon. Yep. Lost Lagoon and, oh, Pebbled Path. Yep, so I got those. And then I did get this one, and I actually have not even, as you can tell, I hadn't even opened these. This is Shining Christmas. So this one has, it's embossed on one side, so the trees and the red dots on that are embossed. Ooh, the packages are embossed. This would be good to make gift. This would be really good for gift tags and cards. Oh, look at that. I like that. That's pretty too. And then candy canes on green. Okay. Yeah. So one side is embossed and shiny, and the back side is a flat image. It's not a shiny image. So, okay. Okay. So these are the new stencils, and these are the other patterns. So thanks again for stopping by. If you're not on my mailing list, go out to stampwithmarilyn.com and sign up for my mailing list, and you'll get my weekly newsletter. So take care, everybody.